So, you decided to try scribing your Gunpla, but you have no idea where to start. Today, we will take a look to which tools you could use, how to create simple designs, and how to mirror them easily. Now, maybe you're thinking about scribing your new master grade VRK. Well, don't. You will regret it. Scribing takes a good amount of time to master, and screwing up a nice model is the last thing you want. What you should get is something like this. This is an entry grade new Gundam, and look at it. It's gonna be your blank canvas. There are so many empty flat surfaces that you can play with, and if you make a mess, which you will probably do, well, it's not going to be the end of the world. Let's get now down to business. First, you're probably wondering which chisel you should get. Well, there are two main options. Something like this, a fixed blade scribing tool. You will need to get one for each size you want. The pros are that you do not need to change the tip when needed, which is what happens with the second option, a clamp handle with interchangeable tips. Not having a lot of space, this is my personal choice. I like this from the SPA with its tungsten tips, it's working really nicely by far. Just remember that you do not need to go all in for your first tool. They can get pretty expensive. For learning, I would suggest not to spend too much. Once you learn the technique, you will know what you need. Now, regarding the sizes. For a 1 to 144 scale, usually you should use a tip between 0.1 mm and 0.15 mm. Instead, for the 1 to 100, something between 0.15 and 0.2 mm. For today's demonstration, I will be using a 0.15 mm tip. I think this upper leg panel is the perfect place to start. Flat and empty. For your first designs, try to keep it very simple. You can find tons of examples online like on Instagram, but remember to not overdo it. You also want to create something that is easy to mirror. How do you do it, you may be wondering? Well, you need to create yourself some points of references. Get a pencil and roughly draw something. I want a line from this corner all the way to the top, and same on the other side. Let's then add a small panel between these lines. You will then need some scribing tape. You can choose between clear, like this one, or measured. Well, go for the latter. It is going to help you out a lot. We will see why in a moment. There are different sizes. I usually use 2 mm, 3 mm and 5 mm for almost everything. Cut a nice strip of your tape. Don't be stingy. You want some extra tape to handle. Touching the glue with your hands will make that section less sticky, and you do not want it to move during your scribing at all. Now, let's carefully place it on the part. I will start on this corner, and I will make sure that the line on the measurement tape is perpendicular to the edge. Take your time. Placing the tape is often the longest part of the process. Once I'm happy with the result, I proceed then to do the same on the other side. When our tape is in place, we can start scribing. There are some basic rules that you will need to keep in mind. First of all, keep your hand light. Do not press. Let the chisel do the job for you. Pressing will result in two main issues. The line will be irregular, and secondly, if you make a mistake and go off the track of your tape, the scratch will be a pain to remove, if not impossible. With a light touch, you can erase any mistake with just some sanding when you will be done. Another rule is to try to be fast. Going slow is another perfect way to get those irregular lines. Make as many passes as you need, 20, 30, even more, until you have a nice deep line. Remember to give a clean to both the part and your chisel if you see too much of that plastic residual. When you're happy with the result, repeat then the process on the second line, and the first part of our design is ready to go. Now I will introduce a very important instrument, a ruler. I'm using this little contraption because I still need to grow a third hand. For my viewers from the US, if this ruler looks weird, it is because it follows the metric system, which our scientists proved to be by far superior to feet, inches, and any other improper units of measurement. Well, jokes apart, the length of my line is 1.8 centimeters, and I want the panel to be 3 millimeters thick, so I will sign down where I want it to be. This is a great way to mirror it to the other leg. You now have a very precise way to replicate it. I will use my 3mm tape, placing it following the markings on one side and keeping the line parallel on the other. Once I'm done, I can then scribe both sides. Remember to sand your part at the end, to smooth all the scratches and level the lines, followed by a good scrub. I would suggest to start from 800-1000 grit, all the way up to 1500 or even 2000, and finish with some polishing to have a really good result. If you're interested, I have a video up that explains sanding. I will make sure to include it in the description below. Also, if you're liking this design and my explanation, make sure to like and subscribe. I will have way more interesting content coming up soon. For our second design, let's get the arm, where I want to scribe a 3-parts line. With my pencil, I'm connecting some reference points that will help me replicate the pattern. Once I have a rough idea of what the final result could be, I then proceed with placing down the tape. I always start with the last line I will scribe, proceeding then in order to the first. You will see later why. The first one is easy, just keep it parallel to the edge of the panel. For the second, I honestly changed my mind midway and decided to make a line between two different corners. Do not be afraid to change if you think it will just look better. With the last tape, I then connect 2 more corners. I prefer this inclination because it kind of follows the side of the wrist. You can see that having all these reference points really helps out. It will make it so much easier to just mirror it on the other arm and on the other side. For this kind of patterns, I usually start scribing from the corners until I have a fairly deep line. I then turn the piece around and start the second line, always from the same corner. After a few passes, I then proceed to pass both lines, turning the chisel at the corner. Once I'm done, I can then easily remove the first 2 parts of tape and work with the last one. Just pass the wall line a few times and our new panel line is ready after some cleaning and sanding. Well, these are my tips for you today. I highly suggest really getting a cheap kit just to practice. You will be able to use it later for any other kind of experiments too, like painting or drilling or plating. Let me know in the comments below what do you think and if you have any question. Thank you for watching and see you soon!